Welcome everybody to today's Membership Moments. This is our fourth installment of the program, and we're very fortunate that we have Grant Gaither. He is with Owen Graphics. We also have Jackie Smyth with Smyth Associates, and John Gillette with, you can't kind of wearing two hats, Lake Norman Marina, but also the Lake Norman Boat Club. Jackie, let's start with you. You're an ambassador also with the Visit Lake Norman organization. I see you almost every week in here as an ambassador. We're here to promote your business, but I also want to talk about why you decided to do that. But let's talk about Smyth Associates. What exactly do you do?
We do accounting services and no taxes. We do the services on the front end of CPAs, and we install accounting software. Although our main go-to is QuickBooks, as we're certified by Intuit to install the software and do training and support of the software.
How would someone contact you? How do you, what is your target market?
Well, most of our referrals we receive are from CPAs, bankers when they are signing up, opening accounts for new businesses. We do from business brokers, investors, people, personal investors that, because we work on a variety of cases as well, as far as we've worked with law enforcement for embezzlement cases. We've worked on divorce cases, so we get referrals from attorneys as well.
Pretty diverse group. John, we're going to move over to you. We were joking just before we started recording what a fantastic virtual background you have, but it's not virtual. You've got the marina in the background and some of the boats that you guys carry. Tell us a little bit about Lake Norman Marina, but also the Lake Norman Boat Club, because I think, didn't I see that the boat club is celebrating its 5th anniversary this year?
That's right. This month is our 5th anniversary. So the Lake Norman Marina was founded in 1973 by the Kale family. They lived up here in the Sherrills Ford area and thought Lake Norman was pretty new and thought it'd be good to start a dealership. And that's Kale family still owns it today. Mark Kale's the general manager. Logan Kale's the sales manager. And so they've sold boats, service boats, rented boats, and now started the boat club about 5 years ago. They hired me to do that. So that's kind of the long and the short of it. So we kind of covered it all between selling, servicing, renting, storing, and now doing the boat club.
And I just pulled up your website and sharing it on the screen with Lake Norman Marina. And again, you've got everything from sales and service, the boat club itself, rentals, storage. You guys cover a wide gamut of services.
Right. Yes. So, and boat clubs have been a growing trend over the last decade or so. And we're unique in that being owned by the dealership, we're able to get the boats directly from the factory, put them into the fleet. We sell them at the end of the year. I have a dealership service department to keep them maintained all year long, sales team to sell them at the end of the year. So it's really a wonderful operation. I'm just blessed to be the guy that kind of runs point on the boat club.
Great. Grant, Owens Graphics, tell us a little bit about your company. And I was just looking at some of the things that you've got on your Instagram page. I'm going to share that in just a second. But talk about the services that you guys provide.
We're actually a full service creative agency. And a lot of times that's kind of a little bit, I guess, confusing for some people, because it's kind of like, well, what do you do? We're brand focused, which means we start with the basics of the foundation of like a logo and your branding, and then we build everything else out from that. So we work a lot with companies to build out, whether it's what you see it on our Instagram, which is package design, actual logos, brand guides, things that kind of help other people in the industry or the individual business to kind of know how to wrangle their brand and get it presented in the right light moving forward. So as far as the individual services, we do everything from the logos themselves to print materials, brand billboards, websites, development, and a lot of things that can go in between all of those spectrums. We really try to do whatever is going to be necessary to promote the client the best way possible.
And how did you get into this industry?
It found me. I've been personally, I've been doing logos since I can remember. I just never really realized it was an industry. And then when I got into high school, and they're like, you got to pick a career, and I'm like, well, I don't have any I like. And then they were like, here's something that you might be interested in since you're, doing all the art stuff. And then they was like, this is what you do. And I was like, well, I'm already doing this, so let's just make it apply. So at that point, I just kind of got the necessary degrees and started doing it as a career.
Right. And you're our Statesville business?
Yes, we're in Statesville. We're in downtown.
But your footprint covers what?
It can cover the globe. The good thing about what we do is we don't necessarily have to be in the direct spot that we're providing services for. I mean, we have clients that's out in Colorado. We have some that are, overseas. So it can really be anywhere is reachable by computer. So it's pretty fluid in how and where we can do what we do.
We shared your Instagram site, but if somebody wanted to reach out to you for marketing, or how would they contact you?
Whatever ways possible for them. We have our phone number, which is 704-380-3838. We also have our website, which has a step-by-step form, which is a little more formal, but we also have Instagram, Facebook, and I get people that'll find my cell phone number and just text me from cell phone. So we try to let it be in everybody else's court. Like, it's pretty easy to contact us because we're on most platforms. Sure. So whatever is convenient for that person is the best way.
And when we send this out to our membership on Friday, we'll make sure that we include that information. Jackie, going back to you, how would somebody contact you?
Well, like us, here's an example. They needed training on a software called TeamViewer, and they got on LinkedIn, not TeamViewer, I'm sorry, Star Builder. So on LinkedIn, they Googled Star Builder, which is a contractor package I worked with about 6 years. Mm-hmm. And my name popped up, and I worked with that company for about 2.5 years as a consultant. And we did conversions and did training. And so through LinkedIn, also through QuickBooks, we're listed on the QuickBooks Pro Advisor Intuit site. So if someone's using QuickBooks, they can click on Need an Advisor and they can put in their zip code. But we're not limited to an area because we do most everything in the cloud now. And I have clients, I have a girl in DC I've worked with for a couple of years and never met her. I've got clients I haven't seen for a couple of years because it's all in the cloud now.
Mm-hmm. John, we're getting into your season. I mean, today, this is the end of February, and it was kind of nasty, dreary yesterday morning. But today, it literally, when I went out just now to the hardware store, it was 70 degrees. Yeah. I'm not sure we're getting into the spring yet, but it's not far away. Your season, I guess you're excited.
Right. Yeah, this always helps get people a little more motivated to take action on what their voting is going to be this summer. That's the nice weather. And it has been a wet, cold winter, but the coronavirus has, of course, impacted all of us in different ways. And with voting, when we closed down for the most part for April last year, bracing for the worst. And May, things just turned around and the voting industry nationwide went crazy. So all the dealers had too much inventory in January last year. By August, everybody's out of inventory, and it's still a problem. So voting's become really popular. And so even though we're just getting in this taste of warm weather, our sales January have been quite strong, and both membership sales and rentals. There's a new term called nautical distancing that ties to the coronavirus. So we're endeavoring to serve families to be able to have great times outdoors on the lake with their family and doing it safely. And so So we're, a lot of businesses have suffered. The boating industry has not been one of them, other than getting boats. Manufacturers had to shut down. That got them behind, and sales are, the supply and demand has been a real challenge. But
Lake Norman,
summary.
largest man-made lake on the two Carolinas, 32,500 acres, 560 miles of shoreline. A lot of boating can be done on Lake Norman.
That's right. It's a beautiful boating area. People move here from Florida or the Northeast, and I tell them it's like at the coast. You have lots of places to go. You have 7 waterfront restaurants you can go to, islands you can go to, protected coves or calm water stuff, and all fresh water, no tide, no barnacles. It's just a beautiful boating situation. Actually, Charlotte market's one of the top boating markets industry-wide.
John, you talked about the challenges to the hospitality industry. Did you guys at the Lake Norman Marina, did you take a PPP?
We did. Took it, but didn't need to use it, so we paid it back, gave it back. I understand I'm not on the admin side of the business so much, but I understood it's basically a loan that you take and in good faith would pay it back. So we didn't need it, as it turned out, so we paid it back.
Grant, did you get any financial assistance through the Paycheck Protection Program?
We did the first round back when it hit, because being in the industry we see things a lot of times before the end results. So yeah, we started seeing the impacts of that relatively quick. But we did take that. We pulled things around, restructured, did the things that most businesses do. And then we just actually today was working with our accountant to see what needs to happen on the next round, if we're going to be doing that or not.
It's been a fairly smooth process for you on the first round?
Nah. Nah. I mean, it was one of those things to where we were doing it early, and I think that kind of hurt things a little bit because they didn't really have their ducks in a row. So there was a lot of those types of complications because it was, we were pretty early on doing it. They just didn't know what they were doing it.
Some financial institutions did a really, really good job. Some others struggled. Some of those others came on board later and were able to be a little bit more successful. But some of our smaller community banks did a really masterful job during the first round. Jackie, have you helped some of your clients through the PPP process?
We have, and we still are, and some are waiting for the forgiveness is now coming up. And like you said, it's different banks. We've seen the smaller banks even do better than the large banks. Our local banks did a wonderful job of, if they didn't update their website to do it, they were handling it personally with internal personnel. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of people in the area were very fortunate, but we were very blessed and fortunate that we just had the best last 12 months that we've ever had. So
that's great.
Business was busy.
I'm going to stay with you, Jackie, for just a second. We mentioned that you're an ambassador at Visit Lake Norman. I don't know how long you've been doing that, but what attracted you to being a volunteer and helping with folks who might be stopping by out of town or asking relocation information? They come here as a guest and end up staying and moving here. What enticed you to go to work as an ambassador for Visit Lake Norman?
Well, I moved here about 10 years ago from West Virginia, and I had just had 2 sisters in the area, wanted to get to know the area for one. And it was a good way for me to learn on the job. And also because Sally Ashworth is from West Virginia, a close neighbor where I was from. And so I've been there 8+ years and I love it. It's been a great opportunity. I invite people in. My first question, have you ever been there? And they say no, or I say, please come in. And then I usually try to take them right around the corner if they're not a member of the chamber to say, and I want to introduce you to Jack Stevens here. So.
And Jackie, you guys have, you've always had product, whether it's shirts and hoodies and t-shirts and mugs and stuff, but now online sales for Visit Lake Norman with stuff that has Lake Norman on it is just going through the roof.
It is, and we're still getting visitors. You know, a lot of people relocating and they stop in for the first time, and we try to give them, you know, relocation packages we put together. So we invite everybody to come in and visit.
Grant, what attracted you to the Statesville Lake Norman market? Why did you say, hey, I'm going to open up a marketing company and I'm going to target the Charlotte region and Lake Norman in particular? What attracted you here?
Honestly, I grew up in the Statesville area, and after, you know, schooling and all that kind of stuff and moving around a little bit, came back here and wanted to be close by family. Because being honest and real, you know, if I wanted to really do something and hit hard in this industry, I would be moving out. Like I would have been to New York or something like that. But I didn't want to make that move away from family. So being able to be here locally allows me to be close to my family, and with the type of business we do, we can do it anywhere, and travel is not out of the question for things that, you know, when that comes up. So I think for me, it was really more because I'm rooted into the family aspect of my life personally. So I didn't want to give that up for a career. And I think just it's one of those where I just didn't want to move away. I wanted to be close by with everybody. So, you know, it's not one of those to where I necessarily chose to be here for the region itself, but I've grown by growing up here. I've actually gotten to see the changes and the transitions over the years. And I think I like the way that things are going for the area as well, as far as where it's moving and the progress that's making. So that's always a you know, a light that I get to see. You know, I look back in the younger years and go, oh Lordy, it was not that great, but now it's starting to get better and things are turning over and doing much better. And I see the progress and the growth, and it's kind of like, well, I'm glad to be here with the roots here already established as the growth happens.
John, I know why Lake Norman Marina chose Lake Norman. There's no question. Switch gears on you though. What attracted you to this particular? Why did you want to go to work for a marina and a boat club? What enticed you to go to work there?
Well, I've been in the boating and water sports industry since high school, and I was raised in Florida, Tampa Bay. Had a profession, did some part-time stuff there, and then after college ended up in Orlando being a professional water skier there. Ended up working for a ski boat manufacturer in Orlando for 7 years in marketing, and then my family decided to move to Charlotte and knocked on all the dealers' doors. And this was 1991. It was in a recession. Dealers were not hiring, but finally landed a job with the Kales here. This was 1991. So that was my first stint with Lake Norman Marina in sales and marketing. Worked there for 7 years and went to work for a friend in his marketing company for 12 years, which tanked with the economy in 2009, 2010. So I thought there must be a way to make money in the shared boat ownership concept. We got all these boats sitting out there that don't get used a lot. And put a proposal together to Mark Kale, the owner here, said, you should really start a boat club. 2010. And he wasn't ready for it, didn't do it. So I ended up going to work for a national boat club on the lake, and worked there for 5 years until I got wind that Mark was finally interested in starting a boat club and was interested in hiring a marketing manager. Both of those are my wheelhouse. So I knocked on his door and here I am. It's you know, I love the industry. I'm a boater. I'm a water skier. And I love helping families go out there, enjoy the sports that I've enjoyed. It's just really a wonderful blessing. I get to do this.
John,
and they pay me for it too.
They pay for it. That's my line too. Let me ask you one last question, John. If there was one thing that the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce could do to improve the Lake Norman community or your business, what is it?
I get that. That's a good question. I hadn't given any forethought to that one. You guys do a great job. You know, we're on the other side of the lake, so we're a little bit removed from the activities over there. So, you know, I don't have a good answer for that. You guys do a great job. So I don't have something.
And you still come out and attend our networking events when we're able to have them. And we're going to get back to networking very soon. But I always see you on our side of the lake, as you were saying, and networking with folks and pulling back over to yours. Grant, you're a fairly new member of the chamber, I believe. What do you think that our chamber could do to help support you or to help our region continue to grow and prosper?
I mean, honestly, being so new, I'm still trying to figure out like what do you currently do? And this is kind of one of those things where I'm like, oh, y'all do this. All right, great. You know, let's get involved. And I think that's something that I really appreciate is just being able to get in front of people. I tell people a lot of times it's hard because when we're busy, what happens is I'm stuck inside and I'm working on projects and not necessarily able to get out and do the things we need to do, or I'm reviewing things. So being able to get out and connect with people sometimes is a little bit of a struggle, but having that opportunity, like you said, with these networking groups and being able to do this to where if somebody does have any questions about it, even if they're not going to use our services, just to be able to ask those questions and get some honest feedback, because that's kind of what we're based upon. You know, family was my big thing, and our motto here is to bring honesty into the industry, because it's riddled with dishonest people and snakes in the grass is what I usually say. And so sometimes it's just a matter of having a sounding board of going, I'm thinking about doing this, and you know, what are your thoughts? Is this something I should do or shouldn't do? And get somebody that's going to answer it honestly without necessarily making any money off of that. So
Grant,
that's kind of our big thing.
You look under 40. Are you under 40?
I am.
Okay, you look under 40. We also have a great Lake Norman Young Professionals organization, very thriving. They're starting to meet again and do things. You know, it's a great organization for you to get involved in. I would encourage, I'm going to send your information up to Andy Knock, who's the new president, because I think that'd be a great group for you to network with. You can still come to all the Chamber of Commerce networking events as a member, but it would also give you different outlet to get involved in some younger folks to maybe start building some relationships with. And I'll make sure you get that contact information.
I'll take it as long as I stay young.
Jackie, you probably are more familiar than anybody in terms of what we do as a chamber and what we can do. But what is one thing that you think we as a Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce can be doing to make it? You live here in Cornelius, work in Cornelius. What can we do in Cornelius and Lake Norman region to help your business and help other businesses?
Did I break up? I saw my internet flash.
Just a little bit.
You know, Bill, I love getting the updates of the events going on. And the new businesses, and I like learning about the new businesses, and I'm really looking forward to more of that. But Bill, you're all doing a great job reaching out to people. I think I'm happy.
I want to thank all three of you for joining us today for the membership moments. Again, this is our fourth installment. We're going to be getting this out to our membership, and I want to encourage anybody who sees this, if you're a member of the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, contact us, because we want to help promote your business. But I want to thank all three of you for being involved in the chamber, for getting involved in the chamber, and for making that investment, not only in the Chamber of Commerce, but in your community. And I hope you have an awfully great weekend on the lake, and I hopefully go out and get a boat from John and take it out on the water.
Yeah.
Come on up. Weather's good.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for having us, Bill.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill, for having us.